I need to speak. I need to speak up. I have to say what I think, what I feel. Just like everybody else on the planet, I'm so proud of everyone, all the countries going out and mourning the loss of this huge voice. So smart. I've never heard anybody speak like this before. I mean, I've seen the great debaters. I know that it's by a true story. It's still a movie, and I was not as touched as I am right now when I'm listening to how this young man was speaking. I've never even heard about him before. I'm distraught by the loss of this voice, of this young person. To go out and to write behind yourself the slogan, "Prove me wrong." How many people, how many other people do you know who did that and who are doing it? My voice has been silenced for many years from where I come from. And I know what it is to want to speak and to not be able to speak. I know what it is. And this young man found in himself the courage, the calling. He was God's man. He was, I don't want to use big words. I don't want to create any animosity, which I cannot even begin to comprehend. So I don't want to politicize this either. I'm trying to be, and I'm really trying very hard to be apolitical. So this is not about it. It is just about how articulate he was. His brain was filled up with so much knowledge. I mean, he was speaking as if he was reading by a book. Prove me wrong. How many people go out there and can talk like him? How many? Show me one more person. I mean, the first thing when I hear debate, I'm obviously not from the US. I'm a citizen, but I was not born and raised here. And I feel fortunate that I was given the opportunity to come to this country and build life here from scratch. So the first thought that comes to mind when I hear the word debate, I remember the presidential debates. I actually didn't want to listen to these debates. I feel embarrassed when I see people who are supposed to be able to speak and they cannot put two sentences together. I feel embarrassed. As a human being, I feel embarrassed. You cannot go on TV in front of the nation and not being able to speak and put two sentences together. That's unacceptable. Okay? And the way I was raised, I learned to avoid criticism. I learned to avoid debating. I learned to avoid having a conversation because I just don't know how to handle two people at the same time who actually don't share the same opinion. I don't know how to handle it without getting aggravated and becoming angry. So for the first time in my life, I am seeing a human being speak like him. For the first time in my life. I avoid confrontation. I avoid arguments. I don't like to share my opinion when it doesn't coincide with the people around the table. I heard somewhere that when in England families gather together, they have rules to not talk about politics, not talk about sex, and not talk about work. So what's out there left to talk about? Oh, and religion, I think. Yeah, so yeah, they have rules. Why? Because the moment you start talking about this at the table, and I come from a country where that's the reason, like 99% of the cases, a family gathering doesn't end well and doesn't end on good terms. For the first time, I'm seeing someone who is handling arguments and debates so graciously, without raising a voice, without yelling, without getting angry. He is just talking facts. And you take his life. For 3 nights, I haven't been able to sleep. And I know that I'm not the only one, and I know that I'm not alone. I don't know what we're going to do moving forward from this turning point on. I really have so much more to say. I'm gonna stop here. I have learned how to not mourn for more than 3 days. I've trained myself. I've worked on this. How to separate myself from my past. How not to put blame on others. How not to put blame on parenting and anything. I mean, I have learned to take full responsibility for my life. And I know that there are not that many who are actually working on this and know how to do it. So I am kind of proud of myself. And that's why I'm speaking right now, because it's been like 3 days already. It's so hard. My heart goes out. I actually can see his wife, Erica, how strong she is. My heart goes out to her, and I give her a tremendous amount of credit for the woman she is and for the power and the strength that she's showing. Yeah. So I do have a lot more to say, but I'm going to stop right here.